So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 19 of our FM24 manager career. And this episode, I mean, it's the highlight of the series so far. It's the highlight of many lower league clubs of the day. If you get a big tie away from home in the FA Cup, it can make your season. We have got Manchester United away from home. It's going to be wet. It's going to be cold at Old Trafford. We're on an hiding to nothing. But could we just show that the magic of the FA Cup is still alive? I'm certainly hoping so. Let's just bring you up to date. Not much has happened since you last joined us. We lost 2-1 to Wycombe. I think we are going to be ditching the three at the back, but not for this game because we need every defender we've got to try and somehow scrape a win at Old Trafford. I've no idea how we're going to do it. We will then be playing Swindon away in the Bristol Street Motors quarter-final, a cup competition that I have paid no interest to at all. We've not even tried, and somehow we're in the quarter-final. So we've got 2 cup games coming up. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Just to bring you up to date in the league table, we are dropping like a stone at the moment. We are in 7th, but we've got a couple of days left in January as well after this game, so I'm hopeful we can bring a couple of new faces in just to bolster us a little bit, as recent form's not good. But when you've got Manchester United on the horizon, possibly, a couple of eyes have been turned off the league. Must be said, we have got injury issues as well. Michael Smith and David Tatonda are both out injured. Jason Law is going to be leaving. It would be nice to put Jason Law on the bench, I think. We're going to put him on instead of Jake Hull. But Jason Law will be leaving, hopefully, at this transfer window. So this is going to be your team. No Connor Wickham either. He has got blisters. I would be tempted to stick him on the bench, though, just in case. Do you know what? We're going to, because Jason Law's leaving. Oh, it's an awkward situation. Should we put Jason Law on the bench? Kian Scales, is he going to come on? Maybe not. I'm going to put Jason Law on the bench instead of Kian. No, I'm not. Kian Scales deserves to be on the bench. That's what we're doing. Now, Luke Campbell's been our cup goalkeeper all the way through this season. He's starting today at Old Trafford. So is Saidi, Chaplin and Tipton. Oh, the back three. Ken Lockett, left wing back. Bardell, right wing back. Bailey, Elliott and Brooks. Oh, the midfield three. And Beret is supporting Adekoya. Wanting some tactical insight? I know you are. What we are going to try and do, we're going to be more disciplined. We are going to play for set pieces, run at the defence, try and win some free kicks. We're not really even trying to counter. We want to do that, but we're just going to hold the shape a little bit, counter when we possibly can. And my word, we are up against this. I mean, dare we even look at this 4-3-3? We've got Kovac, Porro, Scalvini, Varane, Cucurella, Kerfield, Andre, Manu, Orsolini, Garnacho and Hendrick. Wow. I mean, opposition instructions. Well, whatever Liam Richardson says, I'm quite happy to go with. That is your team. Nikolai Braithwaite, the 16-year-old youngster, is on the bench due to this injury crisis. But my word, we are going to be at Old Trafford here. I mean, Eric Ten Hag is still in charge of Manchester United. Are we going to be able to provide the shock of shocks? I mean, stranger things have happened in the FA Cup. Elanga's on the bench. Have they brought Elanga back? They've got quite a few young lads on the bench. Let's hope Manchester United take their eye off the ball. I personally can't see it. We're coming to Old Trafford to defend, but we do have a highlight, and we're going to be playing out from the back, as we tried to do, into Saidi. We are up against a very decent side here, but Bailey plays it back into Saidi. What I would not like to do is give Manchester United a goal. I want them to work for it. But Adekoya plays it down the right to Bardell. Now crosses it in. We've got Berry in the middle. Varane heads it away. And now it's time to defend. Orsolini picks it up. Adekoya, he's got a thankless task up there. He's a pressing forward today. It was a nice little move for us to get up the pitch, it must be said. But Andre now in the middle for Manchester United. I mean, I don't want this to be embarrassing, is the only thing. If we can get out of here probably less than 6, I think that's fine. But I would like to hold them early doors. Hendrick looks like he's scored the opener, and within 6 minutes, our defence is breached. Oh, well, it were nice while it lasted. They've just passed it round us, as you would expect. And I just don't want to be embarrassed. This three at the back, it's not exactly been working for us of late. We may try and attack him a little bit later on if we're still in the game, but the idea is to do exactly that. Oh, and Tipton, you can't be doing that at this level, Sunshine. It's back to Hannibal. Now Garnacho, and he hits the bar, and it will go out for a Scunthorpe throw-in. we are going to take the play out of the defence off because we're clearly not quite good enough to do that today. But I reckon this could be quite a long episode with the amount of highlights that Manchester United are probably going to get as Orsolini strikes it, but Campbell gets a good couple of hands on it. I mean, I'm looking at... We've had a shot on target. Let's take that. But Manchester United do have a corner. I'd be a little bit upset if we conceded from that as Bailey heads it away to Garnacho. Now bombs down the left-hand side. I mean, nobody goes to him. He hits the post again. And this is going to be it. It's going to be a rearguard action, as we know. But Adekoya actually wins that. Campbell on a 7.1. We are actually going to go defensive. As Campbell goes into Tipton, who just launches it long. And that is possibly a little bit of inexperience there from the young man. We played out well in the first couple of minutes, but Porro now has it into Rafael Varane. Rafael Varane up against Accrington Stanley. Low knee. Adekoya just shows you the size of the task we've got as Hendricks in behind. But it's got to be said, Luke Campbell is having a very decent game so far as Saidi now just launches it towards Adekoya. There's no one near him in terms of support, and Manchester United are just coming at us wave after wave. I have got it on key highlights, believe it or not. You'd think we were watching the full match at this moment in time as Andre goes into Garnacho. Garnacho now comes inside, pings it to Orsolini on the right-hand side, defending to do again. And this time Hendrick has his second. He looked, I'd have said Orsolini possibly looked offside. But I'm suggesting that that might be a goal for Manchester United. And as we look, VAR, goal awarded. We are 2-0 down. Oh, this is going to be difficult now. And Manchester United just keep coming forward. We may have to change things here pretty early as Orsolini hits the bar now. Although he didn't. It was a Campbell save. I mean, always press Garnacho. Orsolini now has a corner and whips it in. We do defend that rather well. It's out to Garnacho. I mean, they're just toying with us here, aren't they? Kerfield back into Orsolini, and that's going to be offside. How we managed to quite get up the pitch here, I'm not too sure. Playing for set pieces was the plan, but at this moment in time, not quite working. We may go to a 4 in the second half, although at the moment, we've had a few minutes without a Manchester United highlight. That's not the worst thing in the world. And we do have a throw-in on the right-hand side as Bardell goes into Elliott, takes a touch into Saidi. Back to Chaplin. If we could get a goal, that would be absolutely ideal for us. We'll remember that forever as Kenlock down the left-hand side crosses the ball in. Adekoya's there. It's punched away by Kovac. And now Mino comes forward. And every highlight we seem to have where we go forward a little bit. Hendricks skips past one. Fires past Campbell. He's rather good, this Hendrick fella up front for Manchester United. He's really not helping us out here, is he? Manchester United 3, Scunthorpe 0. It came from our attack, annoyingly. But I can't get more defensive than we possibly are at the moment as Porro whips it in. Varane gets the 4th. It's starting to look a little uncomfortable. We expected Manchester United to do this to us. The fact that they are doing it in such a fashion is concerning. And second half, we're going to try out this new formation that we are going to be playing for a few games, I think, because the 3 at the back seems to have stalled somewhat. We're not really creating chances. We're not really doing much, in fairness, with the 3 at the back in the last few games. So why not try it out against Manchester United? I mean, how bad could it be as Porro goes into Kerfield now? And these just look a total class above anything. Porro now. If the Manchester United in real life did this, or played like this, I think Manchester United fans would be a lot happier. As Pedro Porro goes into Mino, now Orsolini, it's 5-0 at half-time. And the fact we've gone to defend, and it's just not worked, then second half, we may have to try something a little bit different, because I don't want to just be sat getting hammered 10. I'm disappointed. It must be said, I am quite disappointed with that. Let's have a look. This is the formation I'm thinking of going to. Tipton's not having a very good game. It might be time to start making some changes. We're going to bring Louis Marsh on. Defensively, Kenlock is having an absolute mare, but I haven't really got anyone to bring on for him. Bardell, can Bardell play left back? He can. We might play Bardell there as an inverted fullback on defend, and we're going to bring on Jack Waldron because he's had a good run. I don't want to use too many substitutions. Wickham, it doesn't make sense to bring on now at all. So that's what we'll go with for the start of this second half. Start of the second half. We might bring a young lad on, I think, towards the end of the game if we can do that. If we could start to get, if we could get a goal, I think that'd be the dream. If we could get a goal today at Old Trafford as it's whipped in again, more defending to do for Varane this time. We clear it well with Chaplin, but Berry there can't quite get on the end of it. And Cucurella has it again. We're 10 minutes into the second half, so that's a positive. We've not conceded just after half time. As Pedro Porro now picks it up, it's into Hendrick. We appeal for offside. Hendrick back to Garnacho, into Amad Diallo, and he's got space to shoot. Now Mainu, and Campbell dives to his right. I think what has become obvious is the lower blocks that we've possibly been using has not quite worked for us in the last few games. And switching to this formation may just give us something a little bit different. It's like a 4-3-3, but not really playing with wingers. Playing with the two shadow strikers, and it's got to be said, second half here, it seems to have paid off. So we are going to now probably put a couple of players on, probably who just deserve to be it. So I think Kian Scales is definitely one, and definitely Braithwaite should come on as well. And I think we are going to bring on as well Sam Hutchinson. He is our captain. Let's bring him on. Sean Hutchinson, sorry. Bring Sean Hutchinson on. And second half, this might be the formation that we now go with for the rest of the season. It's a formation that I think could work well for us with the personnel we've got. And if the fact that we've managed to hold Manchester United to 0 in this second half just about... Oh, he's not given a penalty. My word. It's not like being at Old Trafford, is there? He's going to give a penalty with VAR against Scunthorpe in the 90-odd minute. Well done, referee. You hero. Oh, well, I said if we keep it below 6, I'd be happy. 6 I'll probably take, and Garnacho scores. It was never in any doubt, was it? And fair play to him. Garnacho gets the goal. And that is going to be all she wrote. We are out of the FA Cup, but we will, I'm sure, have got a very nice payday. I'd be intrigued to see how many people were at Old Trafford there. You did yourselves proud. No, you didn't. That didn't go down very well either. But yeah, humiliation. I don't think we can be humiliated against Manchester United, can we? Let's hope we can put in a better showing against Swindon in the Bristol Street Motors. I'm sure we can. Right then, guys, we could do with bouncing back here. And to be fair, if we get knocked out of this, then we can just focus on the league for the rest of the season. So I'm not too disappointed, but this is the team. Dewhurst in goal. Bardell, Hutchinson, Chaplin and Kenlock are the back four. Bailey is in the defensive midfield, although he could do with a rest, could Bailey. So we're going to put Shabab in there. Scales, Brooks, Robson, Marsh and Adikoya is the man up front. These two are set to stay wider, so to play a little bit like wingers. Inside forwards maybe is what we're looking at with these two guys. So hopefully they can really support Adikoya up front. I think Liam Rossini's side are a very good side. We've played Swindon a couple of times here during this season, during this episode. During this series, sorry. So, yeah, decent side Swindon. We normally don't beat them, I would suggest. We've always been sort of pretty even. They are nip and tuck games, but I'm trying to be a little bit more positive. We are going to try and do something a little bit different because, unfortunately, the three at the back that served us so well for the last couple of seasons just isn't quite doing it at the moment. And I feel we need to freshen it up, and freshen it up we will if we see fit. But at the moment, the plan of being a little bit more attacking is probably not working quite as well as we'd like it to. We've just had one shot each at this moment in time. They've now had 2 shots, but 35 minutes, not much happening. Kenlock's having a decent game at left wing back, but Evans is going to whip this one in towards Cartwright. Defending for us to do it. Comes back out to Evans, who strikes it, and Kieran Evans puts Swindon 1-0 up. And I'm finding maybe we've taken this group of players possibly as far as we can take them at this moment in time. We don't seem to have the legs. Admittedly, we've got Michael Smith missing. We've got Connor Wickham missing at this moment. We've got some big players missing from this side. Show me something else in the second half. We're going to have to go attacking. Kenlock, yeah. I mean, they're both sort of doing okay at the moment. We'll leave it for a little bit longer. Hopefully that little rocket at half-time might have just given them something to think about. But It's been a pretty even game, not much in it, just one moment of quality. Max Robson, Louis Marsh not playing particularly well at the moment either, as Dewhurst goes long from the goal kick, something we're not used to seeing, as Darcy now goes in to Maguire at centre-half, and Sutcliffe, he's going to go down the left-hand side, crosses it into the middle. We should pick that up, and we do. Andre Brooks then takes a lovely touch down the left-hand side. He's looking for options, one being Kenlock. Oh, and I'm just wondering, do we just need a rest? We've been playing a lot of football at this moment in time. We've been involved in 2 cup competitions. It's relentless in League 2 in terms of the fixture pile-up as well. I'm wondering if we're just starting to run out of steam, run out of talent. That is a possibility at this moment in time, as we now go into Robson, and Chaplin will look to bring it forward. Kenlock down the left-hand side into Chaplin again. Could we possibly nick an equaliser? We go into Kian Scales. Scales back to Hutchinson. It's out to Bardell again down the right-hand side. Takes a touch past, I think that's Walker, but that's going to go all the way back, and McEachran will pick it up. And unfortunately, we don't manage to provide a scoring opportunity. Must be said, this encoder settings, we've turned down the graphic settings slightly. We don't have any trouble when we're recording other things, so I'm not quite sure whether this is just a Football Manager thing, or as McEachran is in, McEachran scores, and once again, defensive lapses. There's a lot of work to do between now and the next episode, which of course you will see tomorrow morning. But Swindon are now 2-0 up. And to get back in this, we are going to need something a little bit special. We play a hopeful ball over the top, which is not what we are known for. Very disappointing at this moment, as Grazak now goes into Maguire. And Maguire will look to knock it forward. Can we pick that up? We can with Hutchinson. Brooks again in the middle. Loses possession. Very strange at this moment. We're not playing any sort of football like we have been doing. I'm not quite sure why we are getting these stutters, as Darcy now goes into Obodo, and now Shabab whacks it away. But Cartwright comes forward again for Swindon. And we've got a lot of work to do as Cartwright down the left. Shabab does well to clear it, and Sutcliffe now will pick it up. We just look dead on his feet. Possibly time for changes. I'm not suggesting that they're going to make the blindest bit of difference. Hutchinson can come off. Jack Waldron can come on as well. We'll put Louis Marsh up top. In fact, we'll go to his other formation that we like to go to. But we're going to just switch it to a diamond, I think, and put him as a shadow striker. Go for that. Try something a little bit different once again. Just tweaking formations, looking to see if we can find some sort of pattern of play at this moment in time, because it's not something that we've been able to do recently. And as we tick up towards 80, 90 minutes, it's been we expected to lose heavily to Manchester United. Let's not get away from that. But that sort of performance is not really good enough. And I think we're going to have a chat. We're going to have a team meeting. It's frustrating, and I think there's good and bad moments, and yeah, that has been a pretty poor performance, but we are now out of both cup competitions. We need to get this form back on track. I'm going to start tweaking formations, and we will come back a lot later on in the season now. I think possibly around Newport County will be the next episode, and then we'll finish off the season next weekend at home to Forest Green and Colchester away. I hope you've enjoyed that. Manchester United away, it was never going to be easy, but we did get humiliated a bit. See you on the next one. Ta-ra.